Scenic Hotel Group, a place to stay no matter your staycation. From the Legacy Collection, Scenic Hotels, Suites and Resorts, and Heartland Hotels. Find your place to stay at scenichotelgroup.co.nz.
Let's go to track and field. Laura Nagel retained her national 3,000 metre title in convincing fashion at the Capital Classic meeting, Newtown Park in Wellington last night. She came from behind, though, devastating last lap to overhaul national mile champion Rebecca Green and claim the title in 9 minutes 19.18 seconds. Laura Nagel is with us. Thanks for joining us, Laura. Tell us the story of last night's race and that final lap of yours.
Yeah, I don't think it was convincing. I didn't feel very good going into that race. I haven't really stepped on, aside from workout stuff, I haven't really stepped on the track to race since June, I think it was, and I did a half marathon since then too, and have been up and down with injuries and stuff. So yeah, didn't really know where I was at, and yeah, just kind of race plan going in was just sit and see how long I could hold on for. Probably could have made it a little bit easier for myself, but I chose not to do that. And yeah, ended up, I know I always have a strong finish. So yeah, it was just a matter of whether I'd catch her or not. I rewatched the video today and was like, wow, there was actually a bigger gap than I felt that there was. So yeah, no, it was good.
So given the fact that you have been coming back from not a lot of racing, I want to talk about your recovery from your Achilles injury in a moment. Did you feel like you had the kick that you needed? I mean, are you aware of that during the race, knowing, yep, I have got this final lap in me that should get me across the line first?
Yeah, sometimes. Like I know I can always finish pretty quick. In my workouts and stuff, whenever I'm doing sort of speed work, there is speed there. It's just a matter of how much that's kind of, I guess, been taken out in the previous laps in that race. So yeah, it's just how much can you dig in that moment. I was able to do that yesterday, which was nice.
Good stuff. So you'll have a rematch, I think, with Rebecca Green over 1,500 metres, I think, at the Porritt Classic in Hamilton next weekend. Is this a rivalry that you relish?
This will be great. Last season was a surprise for me, and I did a lot of, I guess, work, at least in the last 2 laps of most races by myself. So it'll be awesome to have Becky there, and just, I think, we've talked about it, like we want to run fast. So the only way I think we're going to do that and get the best out of ourselves is to kind of work together and help each other out where we can. Obviously, whenever it comes to national titles, it can get tactical and that's absolutely fine. But yeah, I think you'll see some awesome racing between me and Becky over the next few weeks.
Awesome. So, I mean, if we look back a year, you were dominant last year. You won the 1,500 metres national title, the mile, the 3,000 metres, obviously, and the 5,000 metres. Were you in career best form last year?
Probably for the shorter distances, just because that's never really been, like, I'd never really focused on those a lot. So yes, definitely over the 1,500, probably. 5K in that in New Zealand, it's really hard to do those because they take quite a lot of effort and they take a lot out of your body. So you can't do very many. And then when you do them, there's not a lot of people, if any, that can pace the pace that you want for as long as you'd like. So, yeah, that's why you see a lot of, I guess, for the likes of Camille Buscombe and stuff, they will do all of those fast ones overseas. But, yeah, not necessarily for the 5K, I don't think, but I also never really did a lot of them. So, yeah.
And so where are you now with that? Because the national champs come up back in Wellington in about a month or so from now. Are you considering a 1,500, 5,000 double?
Yeah, I did that last year. I might do it again. It kind of just depends probably how Porritt goes in terms of the 1,500 and how fast I can run. It's definitely on the cards. We'll see.
Is that, it feels like a glamorous double, right? The 1,500, 5,000. It feels glamorous. But are they quite different events to prepare for?
For me, not so much. I'm very much more, I've said this for a while, but I guess I've been running 15s too, more of a 5K, 10K runner. So all my training is a lot more kind of 5K sessions and all that sort of stuff. And it's just that strength from the 5K can really help me in particular in the 1,500 because I know I've still got the speed there too. So they are very different events, but I tend to train more for 5K but race the 15 because I know that works for me.
All right, tell us about your injury from last year. Achilles, wasn't it? How did the recovery go? Did you recover in the time frame that you hoped you would?
I don't think with this injury I'll ever be fully recovered.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of like an ongoing, as you get older, you always have these things pop up. But it's just Achilles tendonitis. Like I've done a lot of loading and everything to manage that, and I think I will be managing that for some years to come. So some weeks or days you have good days, some days you have bad days. You just kind of get on with it. So that was I'm still managing that, but getting there.
So you're just resigned to the fact you'll never be 100% with it?
Kind of. I mean, it all depends. A lot of it's to do with, I don't want to get too much into the specifics, but for me, trying to increase training too much all at once, like how I used to when I was younger, doesn't quite work the same for me anymore. And I just end up being in a lot of pain, which is not fun. So, yeah.
Is Paris 2024 on your radar?
Oh, 100%. That's the big goal. I want to give it 100% kind of in the next year and a half, year and a half really. I have that big goal, obviously, and I'm 31 almost, and I just feel like now is the time to kind of give it that last crack and see what I can really do. So, yeah.
Outstanding. And will that be 5,000 metres likely?
It actually is looking more likely the 1,500, and that to me still sounds crazy to even say that, but I guess we'll see how the next 6 months or so plays out too. I'm not ruling out either event. I would like to go in whatever shape or form I can, but it's looking more like the 1,500 might be, I don't want to say easier, but kind of to get there for me.
Good stuff. And so presumably there's qualification times or rankings to get you, across the line so that you can go. So when will that happen? Will that be this year? Will it be next year? What's the situation between now and the Olympics?
It'll likely kind of be a little bit more clear in the new year, I would say. Still obviously need to make some waves this year too, and kind of just keep building. But it'll probably become a bit more clear in the new year with point system and everything. That's a whole nother beast in itself to understand.
All right, we can catch up with you another time to talk about that. But in the meantime, congratulations on your win last night. All the best to the Pirate and on towards the national champs back in Wellington in a month or so. It's been great to chat to you, Laura. Thanks for taking the time.
Cool, thank you.